In the world of business transformation, aligning with the right consulting partner can make or break your journey. But let's face it, many managers and leaders struggle to get real value from their consulting firms. They find themselves stuck in an unproductive relationship with external consultants, hoping for strategic insights, but often ending up with superficial advice. It's an uncomfortable and frustrating situation, and one that's all too common. But it doesn't have to be that way. Today we're diving into the often overlooked pain points of managing third-party relationships and the strategic advantages of choosing wisely between large and small consulting firms. Imagine this scenario. You've hired a renowned big-name consulting firm, investing time, trust, and resources. They bring in a team, but instead of seasoned experts, you're met with junior consultants who may be learning the ropes on your clock. Now, there's a disconnect, and it's exhausting. It's not just about money. It's about the risk to your transformation goals, your team's morale, and ultimately, your business outcomes. A lot of leaders have experienced the sinking feeling of recognizing that their consulting partner just isn't aligned with their strategic needs, especially after an account manager has smooth-talked them into signing the dotted line. Now, on the other hand, working with smaller consulting firms can also bring challenges. Their agility and focus are often unparalleled, but their resources may be limited. And for those dealing with complex global projects, this can mean gaps in coverage and capacity, forcing your team to take on tasks that the consulting partner should be handling. Now, either way, managers and leaders often find themselves in the uncomfortable position of settling in relationships that don't deliver what they expected. And this scenario breeds frustration. Leaders spend valuable time and resources trying to fix these partnerships. They might even question their own judgment in hiring, wondering if the fault lies in their ability to vet and manage external resources effectively. And as projects drag on, often with minimal progress, the pressure mounts. Stakeholders become impatient. Team members lose motivation, and leaders are left managing the fallout. But here's the painful truth. Sometimes the partnership simply isn't right. And the longer a company clings on to it, the more it jeopardizes its own goals. There comes a time when a company needs to recognize it's done all it can to amplify the value of its consulting partner. And this applies to any external consulting relationships that aren't driving the results you need. When that time comes, it's essential to have the courage to make a change and not be intimidated by a big brand name. Sometimes even the most prominent firms fall short, delivering generic, off-the-shelf solutions that don't align with the specific needs of your organization. And these are the moments when leaders must face uncomfortable truths. Just because a firm is big doesn't mean it's the best fit. Just don't let the weight of a brand name hold you back from making the right choice for your organization. Disengaging from a large consulting firm may feel daunting, but the costs of staying in a misaligned partnership will be even greater. But how can leaders ensure they select the right consulting partner from the very beginning? Let's break down the key differences between large and small consulting firms and the pros and cons of each, so you can make informed choices that align. Now, large firms come with significant resources, global networks, and very comprehensive service offerings. They often have the reach and infrastructure to handle massive, complex projects and a network of experts in diverse fields. Now, for companies with complex global needs, this might sometimes be invaluable. However, with large firms, you often find yourself working with a layered team structure. And this often means junior consultants, sometimes fresh out of university, being placed on the front lines in your organization with senior partners overseeing them from a distance. Now, this model may work for some, but it's a common pain point for leaders expecting high-touch, expert guidance. And the risk? Well, spending time and budget on training your supplier's junior consultants instead of receiving the strategic insights and tailored advice needed to drive transformation, which you're paying for. So, do you really honestly feel that paying $1,000 or $2,000 a day for someone with little to any real-world experience is a smart move? They might be well-spoken and wear a nice suit, but that's not the stuff that gets results. Large firms are often less agile, with rigid operational processes that can hinder the rapid adaptation that many transformation initiatives need. Now, for fast-paced, disruptive industries, this lack of flexibility can put companies at a competitive disadvantage as they really struggle to pivot quickly in response to industry changes. In contrast, smaller consulting firms bring a different approach. They're often extremely focused, specialized, and far more agile. These firms usually assign very experienced consultants directly to your initiative, bringing hands-on practical expertise to the table. This structure means you're more likely to get personalized, actionable advice from seasoned professionals who are deeply invested in your success. However, smaller firms can sometimes lack the expansive resources and global reach of their larger counterparts. For companies requiring support in multiple countries or across diverse functions, this can be a limitation. There's also a risk of capacity constraints because smaller firms may not always have the bandwidth to handle large-scale initiatives without stretching thin or subcontracting, which can often result in the dilution of quality of service that you get. So the key takeaway here is each firm type has its own strengths and weaknesses, and neither is inherently better than the other. It's about matching the firm to the unique needs of your transformation journey. If your initiative requires a highly customized approach with direct access to seasoned experts, well, a smaller firm might be the answer. If you need the global reach and infrastructure that only a larger firm can provide, then a larger firm could be the right choice for you, but only if they can assign experienced consultants to your account who align with your goals. I once worked with a CIO of a major bank who told me, "Rob, I choose big-name firms to work with over smaller firms to protect myself. If things go wrong, I can turn to our CEO and say, well, I did hire such and such brand." Now, if I had gone with a smaller firm, he said, I wouldn't have been able to have that same fallback. That's a true story. A lot of organizations have discovered that rethinking vendor relationships opens up new possibilities for innovation, risk sharing, and growth. For example, a company working with a smaller consulting firm was able to implement a very highly tailored solution with direct input from experts who understood the nuances of their industry. In another case, A global organization needed extensive reach and leveraged a large firm's international footprint. But the client ensured that experienced consultants led the engagement to maximize the value. Now, these examples underline that there's no one-size-fits-all answer, but there are strategies to minimize pain and optimize for success. A critical moment in any consulting relationship is recognizing when it's time to walk away. Now, this isn't about giving up on transformation. It's about prioritizing it. A lot of leaders hold on to ineffective consulting partnerships, hoping things will improve, pouring time and resources into salvaging the relationship. But sometimes, just like in a bad marriage, letting go is the most strategic choice you can make. Clinging on to a misaligned partner only deepens frustration and limits future potential. Walking away frees up time, budget, and headspace for partnerships that genuinely align with the company's goals and can drive real transformation. Now, today's business environment demands far more than consulting partners, and it's on leaders to set those expectations very clearly from the outset. Think of vendors as strategic partners, not merely service providers. When your consulting firm really understands your transformation vision, they're better positioned to support it effectively. But remember, a truly strategic partnership requires a continuous assessment of value. If a consulting firm isn't delivering, know that it's perfectly acceptable to pivot and explore options that align with your evolving needs. It could well turn out to be the best decision you've made in a long time. Now, choosing the right consulting partner can be challenging, but it's a choice that shapes the future of your business transformation. Don't settle for partnerships that cause you frustration and deliver little value. Whether it's a large resource-rich firm or an agile, small, highly specialized firm, make sure it's the right fit for your unique needs. Remember, there's no shame in recognizing when a partnership has run its course. Take a bold step to reevaluate your consulting relationships. Prioritize strategic alignment and maximize the potential of your transformation journey. Thank you for listening, and let's make these partnerships work for your business, not against your business. Now it's time to act and choose the partner that will help your business really thrive. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.